Jackie Platinum Joke Page Martling. He's on somewhat of a career roll right now. To order Jackie's new comedy CD, they're going fast, only $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. Price includes full color catalog. Call 1-800-323-5464. And this Thursday, May 5th, one big show at Toppers on Ocean Parkway in Brooklyn. Go try and stump the joke man. Okay. All right, very good. All right, thank you. It's the joke trend.
I just keep thinking about the catalog. I haven't gotten it yet.
Me neither. I have not seen. No one shows me that. All right. Choo choo. Jew, Jew.
Jew, Jew.
Cheap Jew. Jew. All right, yeah. Baba Booey.
Oh, yeah, I had something I wanted to tell you.
Bowie.
So, you know how we like reality on the show. So I'm about to provide you with an unlimited source of comedy for the coming years.
All right.
I have a big announcement.
Go ahead.
Mrs. Bowie and I are going to have a baby Bowie.
I told you, Howard, he was working on this.
Oh, man, you're kidding. That's more pressure for me.
I knew that.
Told you. And he kept lying and said, no, there's lots of time.
Gary,
I knew this is what they were doing.
Wait a second. Let me think this through. You got your wife pregnant.
Wait a second. I haven't even thought it through
How
yet.
pregnant is she?
3 months.
3 months. Oh, you waited the first 3 months. Yeah, everyone does.
3 months today.
I knew it all that time.
The first time I got my wife pregnant, I announced it the day I got her pregnant.
And then it didn't work out.
And then it didn't work out. My wife was crying the whole time. Why did you tell everyone if I get pregnant again, you have to wait 3 or 4 months? I was just like, would you mellow out?
Pretty soon it'll be 9 months. If you have another baby, you have to wait the whole 9 months.
Right. Oh, no more babies for me. I can't wait to see Baba Booey in about a year when he can't even go out.
He won't be able to get up for work. He'll continue to go out.
Well,
we'll miss out.
Of course, yeah.
And then his wife starts yelling at him, how come you can go out and I can't?
You have to stay here with me.
Yeah.
I want you spending time with us.
I can't wait to see you. Hey, congratulations. Congratulations, douche.
A baby Booey.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Bowie.
Isn't that great?
Papa father.
God.
You won't even be watching hockey games on TV, dude. You wait and see.
You'll be nursing.
Oh, I know. I mean, I know what's going on.
Wait till your record collection and everything. All your anal retentive stuff. And then they
forget about it. No more record listening. None of that stuff.
Start saving for dentist bills.
Oh, yeah. Let's hope the baby looks like
maybe he'll have just
Mary.
one big tooth.
Yeah.
Huggy.
What if the kid has your teeth?
Then the kid's going to get braces.
Right.
Either that or maybe you can get him knocked out at birth and new ones put in immediately.
Well, what's he going to do? Let's say I leave radio in a year.
I hope Mary has a good job.
Think the kid will come out lips first?
Well, they better deliver the lips. Don't you deliver the biggest part first?
Yeah. Usually that's traditional. You try to get the biggest part through first.
Right.
And you put that plunger right on him.
No kidding, man. So what are you going to do? Seriously, what are you going to do? Now you're gonna have to like you and Mary, if you ever broke up, it would have been fine because she could have gone off and done her thing, you would have done it. Now you're gonna have to support a kid.
Sure.
You're gonna be able to?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Well, his father did it with an ice cream truck.
My father supported 3 kids with an ice cream truck.
Yeah, but the ice cream business isn't what it used to be.
True.
That's right. No, seriously, what if I leave? Are you gonna be all right?
I think I will be.
You will be?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think I'll ever be as happy as I am now.
Oh, so you'll be a good father.
Yeah, right.
You'll be a miserable guy.
So you'll be a good father.
What will you do? Do you think that you'll do something in show business?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
What would that be?
He will be selling shirts at Madison Square Garden.
That's show business.
With the papoose.
Is that show business? Hey, Jay Leno, is that show business?
Yeah, it's show business, Hal.
Sure.
Sure, so you're going to have a little baby, huh? Congratulations, Bowie.
Thank you, Jay.
Baba bastard. So sleepy.
What happened? You having trouble getting her pregnant? Or?
None at all.
None?
No trouble at all. First try.
Yeah. Did you? So obviously you told.
So
everyone.
you two sat there with the pregnancy test thing and the whole thing.
Wow.
We went out one night. We came home and you know, you did that thing. You go to the bathroom on the stick.
Right. Yeah. That's always fun.
And then I was reading the directions. By the time I finished reading the directions, which took about 30 seconds, we were pregnant.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So what happened? Your wife said it was okay now for you to tell everyone in the radio.
Well, we decided that, you know, we figured once we told you guys, I didn't want to tell you off the air.
Right.
And once you tell it on the air, everyone knows. So we just decided to wait.
Very good.
Well, that's really great. Congratulations, Gary. I hope the kid is not black.
Hey, Jay, your material is really changing.
Yeah, well, I'm the new Jay. I know you told me get Eye of the Tiger, so this is what I'm working on.
Yeah, you get a little more rambunctious.
The new Blue Jay.
Right.
Blue Jay.
Blue Jay.
I hope the kid don't come out black. Remember, you're gone all day.
That's true.
Maybe the kid will look like Branford or something.
Now, that would be
You know, I'll
interesting.
tell you something. I like to bang his wife myself.
Is that right?
Jay.
Really, Jay?
Yeah, the new Blue Jay, everybody.
Blue Jay, you're a little more
much.
outrageous than you used to be.
That's right, outrageous. We have a great show this evening. You know, Mavis is old news, by the way.
Right. Very good.
So now you're ready for Mrs. Bowie to blow up?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Has she got a little belly on her yet?
Little belly, breasts a little bigger. That was great.
Yeah. Good luck, man. Congratulations, I mean.
I could give that skinny wench a roll she'd remember.
There you go, Jay.
You're not going to do, what? Go ahead, Jay.
What? I was just,
Oh, you had nothing else to say?
No, I have nothing else to say. Nothing important.
So you know what it is? Did you get amniocentesis?
No, we didn't get
You're not going to do any of that?
No, we're not going to know what it is.
She's young enough, your wife, that you probably won't have a retard.
Wait a minute.
What?
You know, usually that's just because of the age of the mother, but what happens when the father's a retard?
Yeah, maybe they better have amniocentesis. Hey, I wonder if your boy will go to the same college you go to, at Delphi.
AU.
No, seriously, man.
Isn't this the first time an interspecies baby has been created?
Yeah, that's right, Jay.
Yeah.
Did I say
From
that?
a monkey.
I said right up front it was an unlimited source of comedy.
Interspecies.
Yes, and I'd split her like firewood if I had a chance.
All right. So, Jay, you know, you're funnier when you're blue.
Wait a minute.
Blue Jay.
Right.
What does Baba want, a boy or a girl?
What are you hoping for? As long as it's healthy, Vol.
No, I really don't care.
Yeah, come on. In a way, you kind of have a preference.
I like boys.
You do. You would like a son.
I like a son
How many?
first, you know,
Right.
because this won't be the last child.
Following your
geez,
footsteps. Oh,
you're
you
gonna
have
have
a
lots
big
of
family. Oh.
No, not a big family. Maybe like
2 or 3.
Let me
I
ask
like
you this, Gary.
Yeah,
who
yes,
will pick
Jay.
the nits off the baby's fur?
Yeah, well, if you let a grooming go.
Jay, you know, it isn't necessarily true that grooming will be necessary. The baby could take after Mary's side of the family.
The
Oh,
baby
come on,
could
we
be-
all know. Now, is there one among us that doesn't know that the hairy little bastard will be swinging from the chandelier as soon as he makes his appearance?
That could be.
The baby could be hairy and toothy. Oh, geez.
Man, I can't picture Gary as a father, though.
I told you, this was my worst fear once he got married.
Boss really gave me a good ass kicking today, baby Bowie.
Maybe this is a Bowie can ask Robin how to bathe for ringworm.
You think the kids will have ringworm?
Sure.
Well, they'll certainly bite.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I can just see it now, picking its ass and opening bananas.
It's going to be a great day.
Yeah, he won't need it papoose. The baby can just hold on.
Right.
Latch on, right.
So that's exciting. What happened when you told your parents? Were they excited?
Very excited.
And what about Mary's parents?
Very excited also.
Very excited.
Yeah, it's a thrill.
Did everyone call each other? Did the parents call each other? And
Did you tell them that you were going to start, or was this a big surprise? You just like...
No, it was a surprise. We didn't tell anybody. We were.
It's a surprise to me.
In fact, Robin, like about 2 days after we found out that Mary was pregnant, Robin asked me when we were starting a family, and I had to lie and say,
I know. I knew someone was going
And then Tom asked me if Mary was pregnant because I had gotten fat. He thought that, it was like...
Oh, that's interesting.
But I lost weight now.
Yeah, right.
He thought I was putting on some sympathy weight.
So you don't want to have amnio to check the mental health of the baby?
I don't know if it's necessary.
Mm-hmm. So what happens? What do you mean? What if the... not that I want to, I don't want this to happen.
No.
But what if the baby comes out retarded? Then you'll be sorry you didn't get amniocentesis.
Well, we're following doctor's orders.
You really are.
Instead of Howard's orders.
The doctor says it's not necessary.
That's correct.
All right. Okay. Hey, even if the baby's retarded, it'll still be smarter than Gary. So, It don't matter.
You know, for work, Gary, you can always buy an organ grinder and the kid can hold the cup. You know, I don't know much about parenthood myself, to tell you the truth.
Right. You never had children, right, Jay?
No, but I do know some things that you won't. First of all, Gary won't need babysitters. You just lick the lips and stick it to the wall. Providing he does look like you and not your beautiful wife, I must say.
That's right.
I have to qualify.
That's right.
She wanted to have Gary's baby.
Hey, what woman wanted?
She wanted that baby.
Really bad, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what did she do? Did she?
Did you guys do all those funny positions?
To have a boy?
No. It was.
You do it from behind. That's how you have a boy.
I got to tell you, it was.
Did you do it from behind?
No.
You
Did
didn't.
she make any special preparations?
I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Did she wear socks?
We talked about having a kid, and a lot of people, a lot of friends have been trying to have kids, 4 months, 6 months, a year.
Right.
So we said, we'll just try and see what happens.
Right. You're very fertile.
And then it just happened.
Right.
So nothing special was done.
No.
Just none of that stuff.
None of that stuff.
No. It wasn't necessary. They weren't having problems.
But I just wondered if, since they were, like that she started watching.
Well, I tried to have a boy.
Yeah.
So I had to do special preparations. My wife had to douche with vinegar.
I was going to see the douching and all that.
Yeah, well, it depends what you want. If you want a boy, you have to create a hostile environment.
Acidic or the other way around?
Maybe it was a baking soda douche. Which douche was it?
Vinegar or baking soda?
All of them are gross.
Well, Gary, if you have a boy, you're fired.
Why?
Because I didn't have a son.
And he doesn't want you having
right.
This is what my thinking is. Come from a long line of boys. There's 3 boys in my family.
It's like the more penetration you get, the more odds of having a boy. I never could get that penetration.
You could hardly get in there.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say hardly, Robbie.
You ever think of artificial insemination?
No, I'm against that. That's against my whole belief system.
So you wouldn't do the turkey baster even for a boy.
And I could have done a whole thing. I could have done a thing where they took centrifuge my sperm, and then therefore I would have had better odds of having a boy. But I said, I don't care. I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to let medical science tamper with my sperm. But I knew because of my small size that I would not be able to penetrate douche to make up for my lack of length. In fact, I'm lucky I didn't have a midget. I was really afraid of that. I talked to the doctor. I said, if it goes by length, I could very possibly give birth to a midget.
Bobble.
Excuse me, son?
Bobble.
Gee, it's a beautiful boy midget.
Thank you.
I have a question for
Yes, sir, Tom. Tom Chisano, our general manager.
My congratulations,
Thank you, Tom.
Gary. I did ask the question about if he was putting sympathy weight on a couple weeks ago.
Yes, you did.
But as my wife's putting weight on, I'm losing it now.
Right. So, Tom, when Gary comes to you next year and says he needs a raise, and you
because
say...
he has a family.
7%. I'm sorry, Gary. Do you think he'll be more sympathetic now that he has a child?
I didn't ask him to have a baby.
Right. That's right. It's not his business.
At least you're consistent.
That's right.
Hey, maybe Tom will be invited to the christening since he was invited to the wedding.
The list starts at C, and Tom's first on it.
Busy.
How much of a tactical error was that, not inviting Tom to your wedding?
I got to tell you, I was just thinking yesterday how long it had been since you had brought it up. I don't know why. But I said, Howard...
Why didn't you invite Tom, your boss, to the wedding?
I said to myself, Howard sort of laid off that.
The one thing you do when you have a wedding is
he got
you use
the date, the premises, and then he forgot the boss.
Seriously, the guy you have to go ask for a raise every year, what better stroke than to have him at your wedding and make him part of the family?
That's right.
It was such a tactical error.
It's been agreed and apologized for many times.
I think Gary was thinking, hey, wait a second. I want this to just be friends, and Tom's no friend of mine.
That's not true.
Well, then why? Although your close friend Richard Simmons was invited, a guy you see every day.
He's a close friend of my parents.
Or his other close friend, Dominic. This is how many years ago?
Yeah, Dominic.
No, I wasn't hurt.
What, Richard Simmons? Richard Simmons doesn't even talk to you anymore.
I know.
Tom knows the whole guest list.
There's 2 or 3 people that were invited to our wedding on both ends that we haven't spoken to any longer. But you can't predict that's going to happen.
It's still speaking to you.
Yeah, and Tom's still remembering that he was invited.
No, he's not remembering it. You're remembering it.
No, why is it that the guy that you have to go ask for a raise every year, why wouldn't you invite him? I mean, that's such a schmooze occasion, and who cares if Tom's sitting there?
Can we celebrate the birth of my
make sure he's there before anybody else.
Are born
no, but I mean, what scares me is you're the guy who's supposed to be thinking for me.
We're celebrating life here, and you're bringing...
And you couldn't even plan a wedding.
Death all over this thing.
Man.
A big cloud.
He's also the guy that writes the recommendation when he has to go to his next job when you leave radio.
Right, because I'm certainly not going to be involved.
That's right.
Or he might be the guy you have to go to and say, hey, Tom, now that Howard's leaving, is there a place here for me?
Right. Yeah.
I'd make Tom the godfather of my child.
He's Catholic. He's certainly able
qualified.
to.
Absolutely. Catholic, a very important religion.
That is to us.
Absolutely.
To other kids.
That's right.
Yeah, because if anything happens to us, actually, Tom could provide a pretty good home.
Tom is really religious. Tom, you're a very religious Catholic, right?
No, I'm not a very religious Catholic, but I mean, I go to church.
I always thought religion was interesting, how guys get very attached to it.
Yeah.
And to me, it's almost like, well, I worship a green stone, and you worship a white stone, but my religion is better.
Right, the white stone really works.
Yeah, the white stone works. If you worship that statue, it really works.
Well, you're all screwed up because you got the wrong stone.
I'm very anti-religion. I'm very...
I
don't think anybody's is better than the others.
Oh, come on. Of course you do.
Then why wouldn't you just celebrate them all?
Then why pray?
Because this was the way I was born. You know, I was brought up.
Yeah.
This is what I was taught. And
yeah, but what, you have to believe everything you're taught?
They also used to teach that the world was flat.
Do you think there was a Jesus? Tom, you think there was Tom, deep down inside, do you think there was a Jesus? Be honest.
Do I think there was a Jesus?
Do you think there's a difference between Santa Claus and Jesus?
Yeah, I think
you do. You think Santa Claus is made up and Jesus was real?
Yeah.
And what about the Easter Bunny? You think he was real?
Wait a minute. There's no shroud of Easter Bunny.
Okay,
you
so
see the shroud of Turin.
you think
there's historical proof that Jesus existed on the Turin.
The Shroud of Turin was proved to be a fake.
Yeah, the Shroud of Turin was not only a fake, but never mind the Shroud of Turin.
Turan.
I mean, Tourette's. The Shroud of Tourette's. Did you say Turan?
Yes.
Oh. That was. You know, all that was a rotten hunk of cloth they found. That kind of looked like a guy. I mean, let's be honest.
It looked like cartoon art to Gary. That's why he believed it.
You're telling me, in your mind, Santa Claus is a fake.
Yes.
And Jesus is a real guy.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
No. You don't see that? Isn't there?
I think they're equal.
No. There's some historical.
Of course they're equal.
How come nobody wrote a huge book, which I'm not crazy about, but a huge giant book that Jesus existed on this earth? You don't consider the Bible?
Do you know L. Ron Hubbard?
History?
You know L. Ron Hubbard is?
Yes.
Who was he?
He was some guy who wrote some books and
he was a science fiction writer. You know, he's God now too.
Give it 2,000 years.
Give it 2,000 years and he's God.
There you go.
And you'll be praying to that book. I don't get it. It's just like, and it basically comes down to...
practice. I don't want to hear from you either.
No, I don't. I really don't.
Oh, yes.
You don't go to wherever it is.
I don't go to services.
You do.
No.
You do.
I don't.
Well, don't you go sometimes because your family sort of, like your mother and father?
I will go to make them happy.
Right.
Your daughter's been bar mitzvahed, right?
Yes, I will do that.
Okay.
And of course, my wife rejects the Catholic side of my life. And only my wife is a Jewess, so she
ignores that.
So how can you complain?
I told my wife I was against any kind of religious training for the kids, and she said, "Why?" Because it makes them part of the community and all that kind of stuff. I said, "Look." I said, personally, I think it's a big waste of time. I'd rather they take karate. No. Instead of going to religious classes, I'd rather they take karate and learn how to defend themselves.
So if your kids came home and said they wanted to be Buddhist, that they learned in karate class, that would be no problem for you?
Excuse me?
If your kids went to like karate class and somehow learned Buddhism, and they said that's what they wanted to be.
If they're that gullible that they think a big fat green statue is God, then I'll disown them. How's that? How's that? If my kids are that much of a dupes, that's like these wanderers that in Boston in Kenmore Square wander around and the Scientologists pick them off the street and take them in and they turn them into Scientologists. I said, if my kids are that much of a dupe. Yeah, one meeting with a movie, and they're all of a sudden got a new god.
They feed them rice to make them dull.
That's it.
But if it gives you something to focus a spiritual side on, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yes, there is. There's something fundamentally wrong with it, and I'll tell you what it is. It sets people apart. It says, wait a second, my statue of Mary is better than your statue of Moses.
Wait, if it does that, you're
or
right.
Buddha.
If it does that, you're right. But it shouldn't.
If it does.
I think all people...
Wars have been based on this, Tom.
No, you're absolutely right.
I think people should just...
More wars of religion than probably anything else in history.
Yeah, so people should just focus on money or something. Something good.
Something that they, makes sense when you fight.
My dollar's worth more than your dollar?
No, dollars are equal. What is it, Jay?
Yes, for myself, I worship the ratings. If Jesus got me a 6 share, I'd be a Christian.
There you go, Jay. You'll beat Letterman someday.
That's worship.
That's right. You keep working blue like that, and I think your ratings will go.
Let me ask Gary something now that I've got him here in the interview situation.
Yes, Jay.
He's my new guest.
Right.
Yes, now, Gary will be using a pediatrician or a veterinarian?
With the new baby? I don't know.
I'd have to go pediatrician.
Now, where are you going to find a baby carriage with a cage in it? Is that available in New York?
Well, the big news that Gary is going to be a father in 6 months is very, very exciting.
I've got a new name for the kid.
Yes.
Simeon. I mean Simon.
Simon. Well, that's very exciting. That's very exciting. I wonder if the baby will have Gary's jawline with the lips and teeth.
Hopefully not.
Or hopefully Mary's.
Zippy Delavate.
Chuckles. I'm hoping that...
Anyway, so you guys are that sort of entrenched in religion that you believe that Santa Claus is a fake.
I never go to church, and I...
No, but I'm saying...
But you will be christening the baby, and that's
that's my wife's idea.
I always blame the wives, you guys.
No, I mean, I'm not very... I could go either way on it. I'm not very, very religious. But I do believe that Jesus existed. I don't know if I believe the Catholic Jesus existed.
I don't believe any of these guys existed.
You don't believe Moses was around?
No, don't believe it.
What's that other guy's name?
What about Muhammad?
Muhammad, I believe, was around. Okay. No, of course not. I don't believe any of these guys were around.
Abraham.
You know that the Hare Krishnas...
You think they made that history up?
Yeah.
Of course. Of course, it's a fairy
Abraham
tale.
didn't take his baby up on a mountain and try to kill it.
No,
well,
you know what? You ever see? You know how prolific Stephen King is? He's one of the great writers of our time. This guy comes out with a book. He comes out with so many books, he gives himself a different name so he can come out with even more books.
It's like fairy tales.
They're fables based on keeping people in line.
So how did they become these books that everybody would pay attention to?
Well, they would be like they would tell stories. The storyteller in the town would tell these stories, and someone wrote them down.
Aesop's Fables.
Like Aesop's Fables. Parables, thank you. But that's what would happen, and then you'd keep reading these stories over and over again, and people started praying to a book and stuff. That's how that's how religion happened. Is there a God? There's a...
Oh, I don't want to hear from you.
There is
You're wimping out already.
There is a
magnet in the sky.
A magnet.
Robin, do you believe in God?
Do I believe in God? I believe that there's some order to the universe.
Oh,
that's
cool.
what I believe.
I pray to the order of the universe. But anyway, that's what's going on. People get... I mean, when you see the cardinal come out in that big, giant purple hat...
Well, guys like him are what turn me off to religion.
Well, if there was a God, why would the Pope fall in his bathtub?
Right, Tom.
So what has that got to do with religion?
It would never happen. He would be the most blessed man never to fall.
You know that like some of the cardinals have been calling for politicians who are pro-abortion. They've been calling for them, if they're Catholic, to be excommunicated.
Yeah.
I think it's weird.
It's a joke. Everything's screwy. Hey, where's the Ku Klux Klan message?
I don't know.
It's up and waiting to be played.
Is it? All right, let's take a break. Well, that's exciting news.
Congratulations, Gary.
To Gary Delabate.
I can't believe he sat on that information.
Just think the name Delabate will continue.
I'm sure the KKK guy is probably Christian and very religious.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah, he talks about God. He's always quoting from the Bible.
But he hates Santa Claus.
He's on my side.
He loves Leviticus.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, anyway.
Leviticus is what he calls it.
Leviticus.
And Deuteronomy.
Let's take a break. Very exciting news. I have to make sure that Gary works for the year till the year 2000, so
I guess you're working, huh?
So he can support his child. Seriously, Tom, what would you if I left the radio station? Let's say.
I know what my job would be. I've already thought about this.
But would you hire Gary?
Yes, and I'll tell you exactly why.
Why?
Oh.
Because somebody has to be in charge of the archive of Howard Stern.
Right.
And running those tapes while you're gone for the rest of your life.
But you can't. Can't run them without my permission.
Oh, I didn't know that.
See,
in that case, then you'll have to hire me so I can archive those tapes.
He wants to stay in guard at the archive.
You know what you can do? You can pull records for Allison Steele.
I could do that.
Can Gary do that, Tom? What does that pay?
That pays nothing.
That pays zero. What would he do around here if I left? You would have to let him go, right?
I don't know.
Be honest.
Honestly?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't... If you weren't here, would there be a job for... Probably not.
Right. Hey, the guy's honest with you. You might as well start making a resume on your new computer.
Well, my wife has a talent, luckily.
Yeah.
That I don't have.
She looks at you and doesn't throw up.
That's very good talent.
Big talent.
That's a good talent.
No, of course she does. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Listen, so you'll be a house husband, that's all. No shame in that.
You can go work.
You'll do woman's work while your wife goes out and earns.
I don't think there's anything about that to be ashamed of.
Nothing. No, it's not too shameful to be a house husband.
Well, you know he is part owner in a car.
That's right.
That's right.
You can drive that.
And you know that since I don't work the standard 9 to 5 hours, usually leave here around 2:30 or so. At 3 o'clock, I'll be able to pick the baby up from daycare.
Right.
And I'll be able to spend some quality time with the child.
Right.
And influence it. Oh, dear.
Mary, you want spaghetti again for dinner?
Honey, could you stop at the store and pick up some ground beef?
On your way home from work?
Would you like sloppy Joe or beefaroni?
All right, let's take a break. It's all very exciting. It's a whole new situation.
I told you he was doing this.
So your wife's not going to be able to work. She's going to have to stay home with the baby.
Well, she's not going to work, obviously, while she has a baby, but she can do work out of the house, and she can work a couple of days.
How's she going to do that?
On a computer, via a modem.
Yeah, but someone's going to watch the kid. You think a kid just stays... You have no clue what you're in for.
As Jay said, the baby will come with a cage.
Yeah.
And that's how Mary will.
What do you think? Like the baby will sleep for like 4 or 5 hours?
She's going to work a couple of days a week, and we're going to, provide care.
You're going to get a housekeeper?
No, not.
What do you get? One of those babysitters that takes your kid and smacks it around while you're not looking?
You're looking for that girl who took care of the baby up in Westchester.
Yeah. Well, so the Delabate fortune just reduced by 50%.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
You can drug that kid and it'll be manageable.
Thank you, Jay.
Let me ask you something, Gary. Will the baby arrive by stork or by chimp, this little bundle of joy?
All right. Let's take a break. Gary obviously hasn't thought this through.
No, we thought it through fine.
Yeah. All right.
I don't think it was irrational.
And we found a house we like this weekend as well.
Yeah, and now that you have 2 apartments you can't sell, that'll be very good.
Just one.
Yeah.
He's renting the other.
Hey, if anybody wants to buy an apartment, I have an apartment available.
Well, there you go. Let him advertise it. He's in bad shape.
73rd in Amsterdam. Great location.
Right.
Call the station here at 212-750-0550.
You're that desperate, huh?
What do you say in the ad in big letters? Must sell.
Right. Well.
Little haggle.
He finally found a house he likes, but he bought that other apartment that he's got. Now he's got a kid coming. He's a mess.
Well, who knew that, when
you're a mess.
When you buy those things, when you buy those apartments, who knew that real estate values would go down?
Just about everyone but you.
That's not true. That's not true.
All right, let's take a...
Wait a second.
My last name to Hindenburg right now.
Let me ask you
Gary
something.
Hindenburg Delabate.
Let me ask you something right now, Jackie and Howard.
Okay.
Are your houses worth today what they were worth 5 years ago?
Well, considering that my house wasn't worth anything 5 years ago, I just bought the property.
Well, 4 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever.
No, the real estate values are the same, but I'm not in a position where I have to sell.
Right.
You are. You were thinking of having a family, you were married, why'd you buy an apartment?
No, I bought that apartment long before I even met my wife.
Oh, really?
I was single.
What did you need to buy an apartment for?
I thought it would be a good investment.
All right, listen. All right, we're going to take a break.